Hello, sports fans. This is Ed Dick, bringing you to hear my own version of PTS Lite from my humble abode, that being my kitchen. Very nice. Looking around, got my parents' Christmas gift sitting right behind me here. I'm not going to show what it is, but I'm pretty happy that it came in so soon. So, we're going to be talking about today. Today's episode. What I want to talk about is the high school football playoffs coming up this weekend, and talk a little bit about the BCS. So, without further ado, we'll jump into the state championships going on this Friday and Saturday at Massillon and Canton, respectively. Friday night, Saturday night. Well, actually, Friday all day, Saturday all day. Starting at 11 o'clock. Games at 11, 3, and 7 o'clock in alternating sites. There are two games on Friday at Massillon, both involving local teams. The Kirtland Hornets from east of Mentor are going to be taking on the Coldwater Cavaliers in the Division 5 championship game. And then the Avon Eagles, who you saw with us at Primetime Sports, check them out. We checked them out against Highland in the first round. They're going to take on Trotwood Madison, who is making their second consecutive state championship appearance. They're 14-0. Going up against a 13-1 Avon team. Avon's got a couple of first-team All-Ohioans, and quarterback Justin O'Rourke and wide receiver Matt Eckhart, and they have a tremendous running back in Ross Douglas as well. It's going to be a great game. Both of them are going to be great. On Friday night, get out to Massillon, check out your local teams. Saturday night, the big one, the big school, Division 1. Pickerington Central from the Columbus area will be taking on the St. Ignatius Wildcats from right here in Cleveland. St. Ignatius defeated the defending champions St. Ed's not once but twice this year. The second of which was right here in Brunswick High School. They defeated world beater Mentor. They were able to defeat Mentor after losing to him earlier this season. It's very hard to beat a Chuck Kyle team, twice in 1 year, and Mentor couldn't do it. Pickerington Central didn't exactly have the easiest trip up here either, defeating Hilliard-Davidson and Cincinnati St. Xavier. So these are some high-powered teams here that are going to be getting after it at Canton Fawcett Stadium, 7 o'clock, right at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So those are our three local teams that will be battling it out. So good luck to all three local teams, and hopefully all three of them can bring home state championships to Northeast Ohio. Secondly, what I want to talk about is the BCS. Our top two teams in the BCS, LSU and Alabama, both represent the same division in the SEC. Only one of them are going to be playing for the conference championship against Georgia this weekend. That one is LSU, undefeated, number one in the country, undisputed. No one's ever even talking about that. However, number two, Alabama. This I don't understand. Alabama lost to LSU at home in a barn burner 9-6 game in overtime, which saw more missed field goals in that game than I've seen in most high school games. Why does everyone want to see a rematch of this? I sure as heck don't. This is just like watching. If we were to see a rematch, I would rather see Ohio State and Michigan battle it back out. The 1 and 2 match at the end of the year, have them play again back in 2006. Instead, Urban Meyer, our new head coach for the Buckeyes, brought his underdog Florida squad in and just completely reamed Ohio State, starting the SEC dominance of what it is now. I'd rather see a one-loss Oklahoma State team that, if they can get by Oklahoma this weekend, or maybe Oregon. Oregon is a pretty tough team. Stanford out of the Pac-12. If you want to make it even big of a stretch, send Cinderella to the ball this year. Send Houston there. If they win the Conference USA Championship, they'll be undefeated. They have a bona fide Heisman candidate. I really just don't want to see a team that doesn't represent their division in the conference championship. Ipso facto, they don't play in their conference championship. They can't win their conference championship. I can't see that even qualifying them to be able to go to the national championship game. My opinion, you need to be a conference champion to play for the national championship in college football. Only because we don't have a playoff. We have this BCS that is supposed to determine the top 2 teams based on a bunch of arbitrary voters who don't see half the games anyways. So, that's where I'm at with the BCS. This is just, it's to me, it's a big crapshoot. You have these chancellors and these educators, the big higher-ups like Gordon Gee, for example, at Ohio State, saying, "Oh, it's too big of a commitment for these guys to play more than 12 games. A playoff every week is too stressful on these guys." Well, let me tell you something, Gordon. I played for Division III Mount Union. They play 15 games every single year. They play 10 regular season games, then they play 5 playoff games because they always win. In 2002, when I was a freshman, we had class just like everybody else did. We had to practice every single day. We had a game every single Saturday. How hard? And it wasn't that. How hard is it for a Division III school like Mount Union to pull that off? Division II, Division I AA. I'm sorry, football championship subdivision, Division I. Everyone else does it. Why can't college football do it? Incorporate the bowls into the playoff games. I don't care how you do it, but you can't crown a legitimate champion unless you have a playoff. So, until this gets fixed, you're going to see more SEC bias. You're going to end up taking the 8th best team in the SEC and putting them in the Rose Bowl eventually, to take on the Big Ten champion or the Pac-12 champion, just because it's the SEC and the BCS says it's so. Anyways. Long story short, that's where I'm at with the BCS. So check out your high school teams this week, and we got plenty of good college football this week as well. Like us on Facebook, check us out on YouTube. We're also on Twitter. Email the show, primetimesportstv@gmail.com. Of course, check out our website, www.primetimesportstv.com. Check out myself. Josh Jeffy just had a PTS Lite tonight about basketball, and Brent Barczyk had one earlier this week about the Urban Meyer hiring at Ohio State. So, once again, folks, I'm Ed Dick. Have yourself a great night.